All right, you guys. This evening, I just wanted to pass you along a couple stories. One of them is about Kraft Foods, Kellogg's, and someone else. They're all now announced that they're raising food prices. So what we've been seeing with, like package size, we've seen a little bit of increases here and there. But now these guys are going and they're just announcing that they're going to have to start raising food prices like crazy. I'll include that one story to you. And actually, I tried to do this other one last night, but the upload didn't work. I'm going to go ahead and try this again. Right now, I'm not even sure if this is going to work or not, whatever. But this is about austerity in America. And there's 22 signs they list that it's already here and that it's going nowhere soon and it's only really going to get far worse. And now some of these we've already heard of. We've already run through some of these. But some of them are new, and just reading through these, it really gives you a feeling about how, really messed up these states and cities are. Some of them are in, you know, some of them are in real bad shape. Even ours here. I was telling you guys like 6 months ago that the cops here are saying they're just not responding to certain crimes. They're not responding to basically anything short of somebody's been shot and they're laying in the street. They're not responding to accidents unless it's on their convenience. They might respond to it, but other than that, they're not responding to accidents, break-ins, and all this. But anyway, let me just read through some through these. Um, Number one, the financial manager of the Detroit Public Schools has submitted a proposal to close half all the schools in the city. His plan says that class sizes will probably be around 62 students in the remaining schools. And the Detroit mayor, Dave Bing, wants to cut off 20% of the entire city from police and trash services in order to save money. Number three, things are so tight in California that Governor Jerry Brown is requiring approximately 48,000 state workers to turn in their government-paid cell phones by June 1st. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is proposing to completely eliminate 20% of state agencies. See, now I know a lot of you trolls out there trolling around. I know a lot of you guys are state or government employees, and you think you're all cool and everything now, and you're defending what the government's doing and what these states are doing. You say you shouldn't criticize the government. You're on the chopping block, believe it or not. You're on the chopping block right now, whether you know it or not. A lot of these cuts are coming to government workers, state employees. Number five, the New York City mayor, Michael Bloomberg, has closed 20 fire departments at night and is proposing layoffs in every single city agency. Yeah, suddenly all the super secure government jobs aren't quite so secure anymore. And this isn't going anywhere. It's only starting. Believe it, it's only starting. Number six, in Illinois, lawmakers recently pushed through a 66% tax increase. Town of Pritchard, Alabama came up with a unique way to battle their budget woes. They simply stopped sending out pension checks to retired workers. Check that out. Of course, it's a violation of state law, but they don't have any money. What are you going to do? Make a phone call? That's what this comes down to. People say they're protected and all this, right? Oh, no. We have to give us our pensions. They have to do this. Well, they're just not sending out the checks, and what are you going to do about it? Number eight, the New Jersey Governor Chris Christie recently purposely skipped a scheduled $3.1 billion payment to that state's pension system. Number nine, the state of New Jersey is in such bad shape that they're still facing a $10 billion budget deficit for this year, even after cutting $1 billion from the education budget and laying off thousands of teachers. Number 10, due to the very serious budget shortfall, the city of Newark, New Jersey, recently made a very significant cuts to the police force. Suddenly, there has been a very substantial spike in the crime rate. Gee, I wonder why. They did the same thing in Philadelphia. It's like the second most dangerous city. It's like the third most dangerous city, whatever. They cut half their police forces. That was a couple months ago. The city of Camden, New Jersey. Because of the huge budget shortfall, they recently felt forced to lay off half the city police force in Camden as well. You know, what's going to happen in all your cities when they cut 75% of the police forces and all this? Number 12, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Sacramento have all instituted rolling brownouts during which various city fire stations are shut down on a rotating basis. In Georgia, the county of Clayton recently eliminated its entire public bus system. Oakland, California Police Chief Anthony Batts has announced, due to severe budget cuts, there are a number of crimes that his department will simply not be able to respond to any longer. The crimes that the Oakland police no longer respond to include grand theft, burglary, car wrecks, identity theft, and vandalism. Number 15, in Connecticut, the governor is asking state legislators to approve the biggest tax increase in that state has seen in 2 decades. All across the U.S., conditions at many state parks, rec areas, and historic sites are deplorable at best because they're not maintaining any of them. They're not doing that here. All the city parks and everything are closed. There's no maintenance on them at all. 17, the state of Arizona recently announced that it decided to stop paying for many types of organ transplants for people enrolled in its Medicaid program. Not only that, but Arizona is so desperate for money that they've even sold off the state Capitol building, the state Supreme Court building, and the legislative chambers. Number 19, all over the nation, asphalt roads are actually being ground up and are being replaced with gravel because it's cheaper to maintain. The state of South Dakota has transformed over 100 miles of asphalt road into gravel. 38 out of 83 counties in Michigan have transformed at least some of their asphalt roads into gravel roads. Number 20, the state of Illinois is in such a financial disaster zone that it's hard to even describe. According to 60 Minutes, the state of Illinois is 6 months behind on their bill payments. 60 Minutes, Steve Croft asked Illinois State Comptroller Dan Haynes how many people and organizations are waiting to be paid off by the state. And this is how Haynes responded. It's fair to say that there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people waiting to be paid by the state. Number 21, the city of Chicago is in such dire straits that they're thinking about opening up a city-owned casino as a way to raise cash. Michigan Governor Rick Snyder is desperately looking for ways to cut the budget and says that hundreds of jurisdictions in the state could go bankrupt. All right, there's a little beginning or ending to this story, but it's a good one to pass along, you know, to see that all this stuff is just stealth, you know, this stealth food, stealth, you know, famine basically going on, stealth austerity measures. I mean, it's already here. The states and everything are in dire straits while the only people doing good is Wall Street and the politicians. You know what I mean? That's basically what it comes down to. Yeah, the politicians are doing okay. You know, they're getting their bonuses. Wall Street, they're getting their bonuses. They're printing money. Meanwhile, the states are going downhill, and this bond, these, you know, municipal bonds are doing terrible. You know, and there's really no light at the end of this tunnel for the states. And they're not getting better unless they decide to come out and do a constitutional convention and decide to all secede from the federal government. It's the only thing that's going to save them. If anybody else has any ideas on how they're going to be saved, please let me know. Anyway, I want to pass these on to you, and thanks a lot. Good night.